Whenever we meet a very extroverted and dominant person, we wonder if he or she has a narcissistic personality. Here I give you 10 traits that will allow you to identify him without any doubt. The narcissistic personality has a series of peculiarities that distinguish it. Many times we have heard that the narcissist always wants to be the center of attention and tries to control and dominate in those environments where he is. This behavior causes him to adopt very determined patterns of behavior that allow us to identify him. Narcissists need other people to feel admired. But how do narcissists behave? What habits or behaviors do they frequently engage in? 1. They see narcissism as a positive feature of their personality. For other mortals, narcissism is a behavior disorder, but for the narcissist it is not. He may accept the label of narcissist but will always interpret it in his own way. He understands that his genius, superiority, class, distinction, intelligence have been labeled narcissistic, so in most cases he is not offended by being labeled this way. Although a large part of the population considers that narcissism is not good at all, narcissists perceive this personality trait as something positive. Their arrogance does not allow them to accept that it is a term referring to a disorder, but on the contrary, they assume that others in their inferiority see it with envy and resentment and therefore qualify it in this way. 2. They like to succeed in everything they get involved in. The narcissist has a very high concept of himself and very devalued with respect to others, so he considers that in any activity to which he dedicates himself he will always be better than others. Narcissists are not humble people and usually have very high goals, because they like to stand out and show an image of superiority. They go to the best doctor, the best hairdresser, the best restaurants. But not because they consider them to be of better quality, but to show off. For all this, in any activity they try to take the reins, whether in their family, in their social circles or in the work environment. They do not hesitate to write down the successes of others and to blame others for their failures. When they speak they always refer to them as the leaders of whatever they are involved in that is successful, and when failure occurs they put themselves aside as not depending on them. 3. They do not like to be criticized. In line with the previous point, the narcissist hates criticism directed against him because he considers that he does everything well, and therefore it is always unjustified. No one likes to receive criticism, but sometimes it can be constructive and useful to the person receiving it. But narcissists tend to be defensive when they receive it, and may even show an aggressive attitude. This happens because they feel that their fragile ego is being threatened and that all the fame they try to create around them can come crashing down. When someone criticizes them, they immediately take it as a personal affront and it is very difficult for them to forget. They will strive to punish the one who dares to do so and will seek the means of revenge by whatever means necessary. 4. They are very successful in their first contact. The narcissist takes extreme care of his image, not only physically, but also his fame. He knows that one of the keys to being seen as superior by others is that he really looks the part. He believes that the habit makes the monk and will strive to have a spectacular entrance into any circle he approaches. The first image that we show to someone determines the confidence that we can have with a person in the initial moments and favors the contact with the other person. Narcissists are people who tend to worry about making a good first impression, although later on they show their true personality. In the initial moments of a relationship, they can be sweet and loving. With time, this tendency disappears. As they gain control of the situation, they become less concerned with appearances and more dedicated to dominating the circles in which they intervene. By the time their victims realize that they are dealing with a wolf in sheep's clothing, it is too late and they must suffer the consequences of becoming involved with such a character. 5. They think they know everything and are uncompromising. They understand that when someone knows more about something than they do, they may dispute control, so they will try to impose themselves on anyone they suspect of knowing more about something than they do. Narcissists are people who can be intransigent and who need to show that they know everything and are always right. They are people with a lack of empathy, even though they may be sweet at first. In fact, they tend to be intolerant of other people because they think only of themselves. They come first, and never give in to others. When they are in the work environment, they try to relegate those who are more prepared and who they see as rivals, and they will not hesitate to do anything they can think of, even if it is illegal, in order to get the contempt of these colleagues. They know that once those rivals are eliminated, he will be the winner. 6. They don't care about others. A typical feature of the narcissist is selfishness, and one consequence of this is that they think only of themselves and do not care at all about others. They see everything from their perspective, and this makes them not respect the rights of others. Narcissists are too concerned with looking at their own navels. Therefore, they have no time to think about the needs of others. This is a clear example of their lack of empathy. When they care about other people, it is because they care, not because it is a genuine feeling. They will appear to have a great concern for someone when they can get something they want through it. They will be friendly and affable and will not hesitate to represent emotions and affections that they do not really feel until they get what they want. In fact, one of the most outstanding features of the narcissist is their dedication and concern when they try to enter a social group, conquer someone, or when they are just starting a job. Once their objective is achieved, they will radically change their attitude, showing themselves as they really are. 7. They consider themselves the center of the universe. The most characteristic feature of this toxic personality is that they feel at the center of everything. They think that everything revolves around them. Their family exists because of them. Their company functions because they work there, and if they failed to do so, it would be chaos. Narcissists care that others admire them, but they also believe that the world revolves around them. That's why they are not concerned with the feelings of others, because their attention is on themselves. Although in the first contacts with a person they may seem warm, in reality they are insensitive. This self-centered perspective causes them to have absolutely no empathy, as they are absolutely incapable of putting themselves in the place of anyone else but themselves. This does not mean that they do not understand the emotions of others and that when it suits them they are able to play the role of a person who cares about others. But it will always be at their convenience in order to achieve what they have set out to do. 8. They try to give an image of superiority. In accordance with the previous trait, when they feel the center of the universe, they try to show themselves as superior beings to others around them. If anything characterizes narcissists, it is their attempt to give a perfect image of themselves, and they often show airs of superiority. They are always concerned about appearing healthy and popular, and they are usually materialistic people who like to play the important role. They are always looking for attention, and that is why they dress impeccably. Even to the point of sacrificing their own needs. They surround themselves with influential friends, try to move in elitist circles, hobnobbing with the higher spheres, always to give themselves importance. 9. They give great importance to the family. Of course, this importance is interested and does not mean that they care about the members of the family. The narcissist knows that a well-structured family that appears to be peaceful and harmonious is a door to enter into certain circles and achieve their objectives more easily. Usually life within the family is difficult because of the personality of this individual. Members suffer in silence as the narcissist is obsessed with the image the family offers to others. He or she will try to make the family appear to be in a very good economic situation, even if this is not true, and will not hesitate to sacrifice all the members of the family to give this appearance, presenting themselves to others as wealthy when in reality they may be starving inside the family. He will not hesitate to spend on cars or trips to appear to be in a good position even if he has to go into debt. 10. Exploits others in their relationships. Whether in the family, social, or work environment, the narcissist always tries to get things from others. He considers everyone to be his servant and at his disposal. As his scale of values is altered, he does not know how to respect the rights of others and considers that anything he asks from a person in his environment should automatically please him. In the case of his family, it will not matter if it is a couple or children, he will demand total submission from everyone. In the social and labor fields, he will consider any refusal of any of his claims as an affront, and when he meets someone who is not willing to submit to his will, he will declare him his enemy and will try by all means to bring him down. In summary, as we indicated at the beginning, this is a list of 10 behavioral traits characteristic of narcissists. The greater the number of traits, the easier it will be to identify them as such. This does not mean that people who are not narcissists cannot have some of these traits, but the number of them that you credit in your habitual behavior will be the criteria to be able to include you in this group of narcissistic personality disorder. I am Antonio de Vicente. If you liked this video, you can subscribe and share it in your social networks. If you want to make any comments or present your case, you can do it in the comments box below this video. You will be able to help many people who are going through the same difficulties as you. I wish them to be really happy.